Is this already one of the transfers of the summer? Zubimendi to Arsenal. We all woke up and saw the news. Arsenal agree a deal to sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. Here we go. Zubimendi has now verbally agreed to sign a long-term deal, so formal steps must follow soon, with Arsenal to trigger 60 mil release clause, which is what he's had since last summer. Zubimendi ready to become the first signing of the new season. Here we go. Obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm going to give my thoughts and feelings on this. Obviously, he rejected us last summer. My actual thoughts on the signing, I actually think it's a really good signing because I think Martin Zubimendi can give you different options in the way you want to play. He's not a six. He's not an out-and-out six. He's a controlling six that can control the ball from deep, ping passes. He has a very good vision and IQ in the way he sees the ball in the midfield. And what I mean is where he can allow whoever's in the midfield with him. So let's say a Declan Rice, who are some Arsenal fans prefer him in the 8, some Arsenal fans prefer him in the 6. Me personally, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd prefer him in the 6, if I'm being honest with you. And then just go and get 2 proper out-and-out 8s. Or could Zubimendi potentially play in the 8? But I think he's more stylistically suited to the 6 in the way that Arsenal try and dominate the possession and try and dominate the overall game in the midfield. I think he would most likely suit that 6 a lot better. But in terms of my thoughts and feelings on this, I mean, look, for whatever reason he wanted to stay at Real Sociedad, whether that was to try and push for somewhere in the league, whether that was for just goals, or maybe now he's had a change of mind and think, you know what, realistically, how far can I go with Sociedad? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? The bet. Obviously, they was in the Europa League this season. So I think they got knocked out to Manchester United. So, I mean, look, it depends on what he wants to try and do. Like, obviously, look, he's probably had a very good offer from Arsenal. And I'm sure super duper Lego head Mikel Arteta has portrayed a good plans and contracts for him. But overall, look, I think it is a good signing. But the ultimate question is, I'm not trying to be critiqued. You might need a striker. And that should be your first priority. Now, release clauses are very easy to kind of do. We saw it the season where in 2023, all the deals we've done, barring Gravenberg, were all release clauses. McAllister, 35 million. So Bosley was a 60 million release clause. Then obviously we also signed Watalo Endo for, 15, 16 million. And I think another reason why they probably got this deal done is because they know Jorginho is obviously leaving. They obviously know that Thomas Partey could potentially be leaving as well. And obviously they know that Real Madrid and Liverpool and etc. will probably still would have an interest in Zubimendi, maybe a couple of more clubs as well. So they probably wanted to get this deal boxed off soon because he's probably one of their first choice midfielders to go and potentially replace the midfielders that are leaving. So I understand it from that standpoint of view. I do think, look, it's a very good signing. Because again, it does give you different options in the way you want to play football. Zubimendi, like I said, he's not an out-and-out 6. He has to control the game from deep, ping passes, etc. and stuff like that. So he's going to give you a different style of play. However, the real question is, will Arsenal sign a striker? Will they go and fill the other areas in their needs? If I was an Arsenal fan now you've got a decent midfielder boxed off. If I'm you, I want another left back. And you might think that's thingy, but I don't think Calafiori is good enough. And to be honest with you, is Lewis Skelly ready to play game in, game out? Probably not. And you saw that against PSG. He walked on that pitch and he looked frightened. Look at the body language of that. and I actually rate him. I think he's a very good player, in my opinion. However, I still think you probably need a left back as well. I think Zinchenko probably will leave as well. And then you probably look at the front three areas. I think Arsenal need 3 attackers. I think you need a left winger. I think you need a backup to Bukayo Saka, because does Mikel Arteta really like Ethan Nwaeri? Where's he been for the past couple of weeks and months? The guy's barely coming on. You're down to PSG, right? You need 2 goals in 20 minutes. Bring him on. He's your X factor. Bring him on. He's the guy that can change the game. Do you know what I mean? So I think that point, you might as well go and get another winger, because Raheem the Dream's obviously flopped. He's washed now. He's been washed since 25, 26. And then obviously you need a striker. So I think Arsenal still need 3-4 more players, if I'm being honest with you. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But all in all, it's a very good signing for Arsenal. 60 million. You can't really go wrong with a release clause on that. So yeah, Zubimendi to Arsenal. Here we go. It is a done deal.